No show on television, I think it's fair to say, has mocked CNN anchor Chris Cuomo more often or more gleefully than this one has. But tonight we're going to take a break from that. This morning, Cuomo announced that, like so many thousands of other people in New York, he's been infected with the coronavirus. Cuomo said he's had a fever and shortness of breath, but that his main worry was infecting his wife and children. Those are the right priorities. Cuomo said he'll continue to do his show for as long as he can in isolation from his basement, and we respect that too. So Godspeed to the Cuomo family. We are rooting for you. Coronavirus is hitting America's economy in a bad way, but it's crushing our once thriving energy sector, which is in a lot of ways the core of our economy, no matter what they tell you. Earlier this month, Saudi Arabia began an oil price war with Russia, and that sent the price of oil crashing. Now, widespread shutdowns mean fewer cars on the road, fewer flights, less industrial activity. All of that means less demand for oil, lower prices, and bad news for America's energy producers. It means good news for you if you use gasoline, and we're for that completely. But what would happen if our energy sector collapsed? That's something we may need to think about. It's a big question. Rick Perry spent close to 3 years as the president's Secretary of Energy. Of course, he was governor for 3 terms of one of our biggest oil-producing states, Texas. We're happy to have him tonight. Governor, thanks so much for coming on. So it seems pretty clear that the energy sector is really threatened, and almost nobody reflexively supports oil companies or refiners or whatever, but this seems like a real threat. What would happen if that sector collapsed?
Yeah, well, Tucker, I think it's important for your viewers to take into account just what is the energy industry? Who is the energy industry? And it's the union workers in Pennsylvania. It's the union workers down in the Texas Gulf Coast. It's those workers out in the Permian Basin, up in the Bakken in North Dakota, Pennsylvania. Again, the pipeline workers out there. I mean, there's this host of Americans who their entire future taking care of their family, paying their mortgages, is tied directly to the energy industry. It's a driver of a massive amount of our American economy. Yeah, there are some big companies out there. There's independents out there that are the real buffer. But here's what you need to keep in mind. If we were to lose those independent operators, and we're on the verge, let me tell you, our capacity is full. The Saudis are flooding this market with cheap oil, and I'm telling you, we're on the verge of a massive collapse of an industry that we worked awfully hard over the course of the last 3 or 4 years to build up to the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world, giving Americans some affordable energy resources. If we were to lose that, if we woke up a year from now and there were 5 big companies, because all of these independents were gone out of business, and there's a company called Aramco, a company called Rosneft, the Russians, ExxonMobil and Chevron and maybe BP. If that's it, then I would suggest that would make a lot of Americans really nervous that that's the only thing between them.
I agree with that. And may I interrupt you and just go back to something you said, which is baffling. So the industry is on the verge, really, of a collapse, and yet we're being flooded with foreign oil. Our refiners are being flooded with foreign oil. Why are we allowing that?
Yeah. So you bring up an incredibly important issue. Here's what I would do, and I certainly would give this advice to the president, is I would, for the next 60 to 90 days, not from now on, but from the next 60 to 90 days, I would say, refiners, we're going to refine U.S. crude only. Yeah. And that would give a buffer to the market. It would send a clear message that we're just not going to let foreign oil flow in here, bust our energy industry. And here's the more important thing, Tucker, I think that not only your viewers, but everyone in the administration, I think, knows well, but I want to reiterate this. This is about our national security. This is about Americans' ability to defend ourselves. If our independent operators who have led the shale revolution, who have made America the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world, if we lost that, we'd go back to 1974, 75. I was a pilot in the United States Air Force in that period of time. I remember what that was like, where we were beholden to countries that didn't necessarily have our best interest in mind. Well, about the spigots of the fuel that was coming to this country. We cannot afford that again.
Of course. And I don't know why we would allow our fake allies, the Saudis, to flood our market right now. And I hope that your recommendation is acted upon. Mr. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
And I hope we'll talk about maybe the Treasury Department buying oil futures. I think all of these things make a lot to save the American energy industry that we worked so hard to build up.
Great to see you. Thank you for that.